I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home.
Welcome to the Early Language and Literacy webinar. This video will highlight what the plan is, describe the Early Language and Literacy Academies, and what your role as an ELLP school entails. Here is the timeline for the rollout of the Early Language and Literacy Plan. Cohort 1 consisted of 15 schools per local district. For Cohort 2, we will provide support and professional development for 30 schools per local district. And Cohort 3 will include the rest of the primary centers and elementary schools in LAUSD. What is the plan? By June 2018, all elementary schools in LAUSD will have engaged in a series of professional developments to expand knowledge of foundational literacy and language development. The goal is to develop multi-tiered system of supports so students can read, write, and speak by age 9. There are 3 big buckets we'll be covering in our professional developments. 1. Data systems. 2. Cross-grade level knowledge and instruction. 3. Prevention and intervention strategies. Progress monitoring. We will strengthen cross-grade level articulation and support systems in the development of data analysis protocols that allow schools to monitor and respond to student progress with effective instruction along the language and literacy development continuum. Content knowledge. We will work to deepen your content knowledge of the developmental learning progression in reading, oral language, and English language development. Teachers and schools will receive materials and support to ensure literacy instruction that is concrete and accessible to students and explicitly taught by teachers. Data-driven decision-making. Professional development will be provided on data analysis to inform instruction, along with prevention and intervention strategies. Efficient diagnostic resources have been provided district-wide to align and target instruction to students' point on the foundational skills continuum. These professional developments will be further strengthened by the rollout of the Early Language and Literacy Academy. Academy calls for 60 to 90 minutes of cross-grade level homogeneous grouping for students in grades K to 2nd. It serves a multitude of purposes, but the most important being acceleration of student achievement and the targeting of critical foundational literacy skills early as a preventive measure. With the strong prevention in place supporting Tier 1 instruction, there are also less referrals to special education. This footage was taken from Ford Elementary, and it shows a vignette of how literacy academies might look like at your school site.
I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop and underestimate. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance. Go. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. I don't need no reason, don't need control. I fly so high, no ceiling when I'm in my zone.
We are already providing students with universal access time in order to provide differentiated instruction. Students are in many different levels in one class. During Literacy Academy, the instruction will be targeted and focused and part of a cross-grade grouping where students will be grouped by skills and needs. In the traditional setting, the most intensive students are pulled out for targeted intervention. In the Academy model, all students will receive targeted instruction during Academy time. The pull-out model causes students to miss out on a big part of classroom instruction, whereas the Academy schedule eliminates the missed classroom instructional time. In many cases, there is a reluctance to let go, as teachers want to oversee the progress of their own students. The Academy model is about building trust, looking at data, creating SMART goals, collaborating with colleagues, and embracing all students' progress. The Academy model strengthens the classroom instructional practices and builds a sense of community for students and teachers. Let's take a look at the model shared by Ford Academy. In this example, there are 174 students across the board in 2nd grade, and that makes up 7 classes. The classes range in numbers of students. there's an average of about 25 students per class. Let's take a closer look at one of these classes. After administering dibbles and analyzing her data, this teacher has identified that she would have to create at least 9 groups during universal access time in order to respond to each and every one of her students' individual needs. That means 9 different lessons and activities. If she wants to see each child at least once, UAT would last for about 2.5 hours. In the Academy model, we include all the resources available on campus. The special day class teachers, intervention teachers, and paraprofessionals, when available, are included to support Academy time. In this model, our second grade students increased from 174 to 182 because of the 8 students from the special day class. You now see that there are 9 classes instead of 7. We have 7 teachers in second grade and are now adding the SEC and intervention teacher to create 9 classrooms for Academy. Students are not grouped by composite scores, but by lowest skill deficit. You can also see that the number of students vary drastically according to the skills and areas of need. The group of 12 might be working on phonological awareness skills, while the group of 14 might be working on basic decoding of text. There is a minimum of 2 adults in each classroom during Academy time. Principal's commitment. In this collaborative endeavor, we need your support to make ELLP a success for your students and staff. In order to make implementation effective, there are some important commitments that each school must consider. All Cohort 2 schools will select a designee on site as well as a team of 4 teachers who will receive and share the early literacy PD. Grade level teams will need time for planning as well as data analysis to begin the Early Language and Literacy Academy as seen in the vignette. It will be important to plan for 2 data days to discuss beginning of year and middle of year data and create targeted skills-based instruction to address student need. As students receive this targeted instruction, they will need to be progress monitored on a consistent basis to make informed decisions about Academy grouping and evaluate student progress. As the designee receive ELLP PD throughout the year, time needs to be set aside to share this learning as a school site leadership team and create a plan for implementation. Along with the designee, principals will have to complete a pre- and post survey for CEIS, or the Coordinated Early Intervening Services Department. Designee commitment. All designees will attend 8 days of professional development designed to support ELLP at school sites. Designees will be expected to work with principals and the school's leadership team to strategically align resources available on site. As teachers are rolling out the Early Literacy Academy, the designee will provide support in both the development and implementation. Ensuring that teachers analyze their data, create data walls, and have data dialogue is an essential part of the ELLP as it affects the instructional grouping of Academy time. A crucial component is planning with the leadership team on an ongoing basis to provide timely professional development for teachers. Designees must maintain required documentations and log. And finally, designee must work with principals to complete the pre- and post surveys provided by CEIS. Later on in this presentation, we will give you more details about the CEIS. Progress monitoring. As your school runs the Literacy Academy, it is extremely important to progress monitor in order to get immediate feedback about whether or not your instructional path for the student is effective. For our students who are well below benchmark, the recommendation for progress monitoring is at least once every 2 weeks. Students who are below benchmark should be progress monitored at least once every 4 weeks. Our benchmark students are progress monitored as needed. Keep in mind that students who are benchmark in composite may still have measures in areas they struggle in. That should be instructed and monitored. Let's take a look at our timeline for Cohort 2. By now, you should have all submitted the name of your ELLP school site designee. You are watching this video, so you can check off the second box too. On May 27th, a link will be sent to principals and designees. Please select the date for your team to attend the summer symposium. You will also be entering the name of your team on the survey. Teams are strongly encouraged to attend together. Saturday, June 11th will be the kickoff meeting for designees and principals. Both designees and principals' attendance for our initial meeting is a crucial part of your school's participatory success. July 31st through August 2nd, or August 4th to 6th is the summer symposium for the school teams. September 17th is our Academy Launch PD. October 8th is the Designee PD number 2. January 21st is Designee PD number 3, and May 20th is the final Designee PD for this school year. During the summer symposium, we'll be offering professional developments to support foundational literacy, data analysis, small group instruction, and strategies on how to differentiate for our English learners, standard English learners, and students with disability. Here is a quick highlight video from our Teacher Team Symposium for Cohort 1.
Good. I've got a friend that we all know, and Todd is his name. Got a friend that we all know, and Stacy is her name, and Linda is her name.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine is here, take a break. Hot air balloon, I could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way.
Earlier, we mentioned that you'll be filling out a survey for CEIS. This year, the ELLP will be a part of the Coordinated Early Intervening Services, a district-wide array of general education support designed to reduce inappropriate or disproportional referrals to special education. CEIS covers 4 big components towards student success and progress: academic support, behavior support, culturally and linguistically responsive practices, and parent and family engagement. CEIS are provided to students in K to 12th grade. CEIS will be putting in a particular emphasis on kindergarten to 2nd grade by funding the professional development in ELLP, among other services. Your school may have additional CEIS support offered. On behalf of the local districts, Division of Instruction, and CEIS, we look forward to working with you and making the Early Language and Literacy Plan a success at your school.
I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And I'm nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on.